What is going on, guys? It's Declan here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about some newly leaked GTA 5 DLC information, and it's actually regarding some new DLC cars that may be coming to GTA 5 Online in a future update. Nevertheless, I actually covered a video on this in the past and I actually mentioned the names of the vehicles, but today I'm going to be touching up on the subject of the vehicles as some newly leaked information has kind of surfaced, and I want to give you guys that information. So if you do go on to enjoy, don't forget to drop a like, guys. Let's see if we can smash around 300 likes in this video, and with that said, let's begin. So like I said, guys, I actually covered these in a previous video, and in that video I did mention the names of the new vehicles that were pulled from the code. Now the names of these vehicles were the Zentorno, the Masacaro and the Huntley. Now, like I said, guys, these files were pulled from the code, and they were pulled by a guy called FunMW2, and for anybody who doesn't know, FunMW2 is renowned for leaking correct information. He did it with the Jester, Turismo and the Alpha, and they obviously got later to be confirmed by Rockstar, and he did it again. He pulled these names from the exact same code. These new vehicle names were actually on the same list as the Jester, Turismo and Alpha, so the question is, why were they put in there? Obviously Rockstar are going to be releasing these as a future update, otherwise they wouldn't be in the game. And I actually mentioned the vehicle names, but two of the vehicles, the Zentorno and the Masacaro, they weren't actually in any previous GTA games, and there's no reference to any in real life vehicles because nobody knew the manufacturers of the vehicles. And obviously the Huntley was in previous GTA games. It was in San Andreas, I believe, and a few of the GTA games. And of course, we all know the Huntley to be from the Range Rover and Land Rover family. But then you had these two other vehicles, the Zentorno and the Masacaro, which nobody knew. These just random car names that, FunMW2 did pull from the code, and, there was speculation too of what they were. But today, guys, I do have some extra information of the actual vehicle manufacturers, so that can give you guys kind of an idea of what they may actually be if they do ever get released by Rockstar. And also a few images of the modifications of the vehicle. Like, someone actually managed to get the modifications from the vehicle, put them together to kind of form a shape for the vehicle, as the modifications are obviously somewhere in the game files already. And that's another thing that Rockstar, kind of messed up on. They've kind of leaked this once again. And, obviously it's leaked, so it's never confirmed by Rockstar, but this information does seem to be reliable. These guys do leak information, and I've covered it in the past, and it has been true. So I do truly believe that this information is legit, but of course we can never truly know until Rockstar do officially confirm it. Nevertheless, guys, I do want to start off with this new information by bringing you guys a bit of the code which was pulled by FunMW2 on the GTA forums. I'll have a link to the post in the description below for you guys to check out and form your own opinion on. But the code is basically stating the manufacturers of the new leaked DLC vehicles. So I'm going to be talking to you guys a bit about these vehicles and obviously the manufacturers of them and the in real life references of the manufacturers. So as you can see on screen right now, they do have the code, and these were the vehicles that were added in to the game's files with the business DLC. So as you can see, you have the Jester, and obviously the brand is Dinka. Then you have the Debauchee Masacaro, the Gran Turismo, the Pegassi Zentorno, the Enos Huntley, and the Albany Alpha. So as you can see, you already have the Albany Alpha in the game, as well as the Turismo and the Jester, but the three vehicles, which are the newly leaked vehicles, are the Debauchee Masacaro, the Pegassi Zentorno, and the Enos Huntley. So now I want to talk about the manufacturers' names, as well as their in real life references. So starting off with the Debauchee Masacaro. So basically, the Debauchee is an Aston Martin. So in GTA 5, the manufacturer is called Debauchee, and in real life, the manufacturer is Aston Martin. For an example, you do have the JB700 in GTA 5, and that is an Aston Martin DB5 or DB6, and that is basically, an Aston Martin. So the Debauchee Masacaro, obviously the car is going to be an Aston Martin of sorts, which is going to be put in GTA 5. So there may be a reference to one of the, Aston Martins when that car actually eventually does come to GTA 5 Online. Also, I do want to give you guys the images that someone did compile of the Masacaro's modifications that have been pulled from the game's files, apparently. Obviously, it's leaked, so I'm not too sure if these images are correct, but these are the images of the modifications for the vehicle put together to give you guys a bit of a feel of what the Masacaro may actually look like. So as you can see on screen right now, there are the images, and there's also an image of this vehicle that someone kind of drew out to kind of give you guys a little bit of a feel of what it may look like. So as you can see, here is the vehicle here, and it would look awesome if it actually was put into GTA 5. But like I said, it's leaked, so nobody knows if this is actually true. But like I said, the source is reliable, so I believe it's true. Nevertheless, guys, there were the images for the Debauchee Masacaro. Now I want to talk about the Zentorno. So the Zentorno's in-game manufacturer is known as Pegassi. So Pegassi Zentorno is what the vehicle will be called, and the Pegassi, in real life reference is the Lamborghini or the Pagani or Pagini. I don't really know how to pronounce that. but they are the manufacturers, so we can kind of expect a super kind of car or a sporty type of vehicle when the Zentorno does eventually arrive. So as you can see on screen right now, here are the modifications. Not too much to go by here, but as you can kind of see, that is kind of what the vehicle looks like. I'm sure you guys can try to imagine a vehicle around that, I guess, but that is all the information I do have to go by when it does come to the Zentorno, and they are the leaked images as well as the manufacturer. So that is the Zentorno covered. Now I'm going to talk about the Huntley. So the Huntley's in-game manufacturer, or what is known to be the manufacturer for it, is known as Enos. And Enos is basically Rolls-Royce, Maybach and Bentleys. That's the kind of vehicles that they could be in real life, or the in real life reference to those vehicles. And the one vehicle I actually do remember which was Enos was the Cabrio, which is actually the Bentley Continental GTC in real life. And that vehicle was basically a luxury GTA 5 vehicle that did look awesome. So we can expect kind of a luxury Range Rover or Land Rover vehicle when it does come to the Huntley. And as you're going to see on screen right now, these are the modifications for the Huntley. There's really not much to go by here, but you can try and imagine a vehicle around them. And that is pretty much the Huntley covered, and that's all the information I do have for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'm pretty much going to leave the commentary there, so if you did enjoy, don't forget to drop a like, guys. Let's try smash 300 likes. And also, guys, like I said, links will be in the description to all the information I do have, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Also, if anyone wants to follow us on Twitter, you can do that at 2dynamichd. We're always trying to interact with you guys on there, and we're always trying to keep you up to date with our content. And with that said, I will see you all in the next video.